Long nights and early mornings, feeling misunderstood and lonely, constant hard work and self-doubt. This is all part of having the courage to chase your dreams and become successful. Are you going to take the risk? I have, and it's worth it. Don't be afraid to take risk and fail. These are the experiences that will help you grow and evolve into a better version of yourself. Start today, be better tomorrow.
Welcome to the Guam podcast. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the podcast belong solely to the host and guests, and not necessarily to Junior Achievement Guam or its affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to week number 4. Studios of JA YouTube podcast. Anyway, so today we have 3 different guests. Pinki's back as usual, our Executive Director of JA. And we also have Zion. I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name, but I'll let you introduce yourself. But we have Zion, who's one of the students. He's with GTA's company. I think they're still putting their company together, so we can get some information from him of what's kind of going on so far. And then as our guest speaker or our guest interviewee is Charlie Hermosa from Hermosa Ventures. And he's going to talk about his Guam gift baskets and give you everybody out there a little bit of information about that. And then we'll go into a little bit of Q&A afterwards. So we have some questions for Charlie and he can share. Hi, Zion, you're up first. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're a FD sophomore and you're with the company sponsor GTA. So are you going after a position? How long you been with JA? What are you interested in? Just share a little bit.
This is my first year in JA actually, and I am running for Vice President of Marketing. Basically, I'm interested in learning from this experience and just seeing what I can understand and learn throughout the whole process.
What got you interested in
JA? Actually, my mom was talking to me about it, and she told me that I could learn a lot and benefit from this experience, so I was interested in trying it out.
Great, and I guarantee you will learn a ton. So this week we have a few different things happening. So I'm going to go to Pinki. Why don't you let us know what all's happening this week?
Okay, so this week there's a lot of work because the teams are all still refining what exactly their company is going to be about. They're working on their vision statement, their mission. They're still trying to figure out what to name themselves. For some companies, they had just elected their officers. And so the officers are now organizing their individual departments, and they're also having to finalize their cost benefit survey. They need to do their market survey. And so there's a lot of having to work together as a team. So there's a lot of back and forth, and it's really cool because they're really coming up with some really cool ideas. And, again, this is the most exciting time where all of the students get to contribute as to what the vision is, what is their mission statement. And so the companies are really starting to gel together. It's a great time.
Okay, so that's what they have to do this week. They should have the product already done, their business plan and mission value statements all done.
Their bylaws need to be put together and presented. Don't forget to turn it into JA.
Right, and their officers are should be elected this week. Good. Right, I know some companies are a little bit ahead of others, right? Yeah.
Yes, obviously we have a few companies that are new to JA, and I'm so proud of them taking on this responsibility and this challenge, especially since we're 100% virtual at this point. And so Please also don't forget, we do have the officers training this Saturday at 9 a.m. So that's a crucial component as well. And the mentors are welcome to join. And we're also trying to encourage all of the officers to bring their right-hand man or a team lead for their respective division as well. So the more people partake, the more organized these companies will be, and then it won't be so condensed, all the crunch times for deadlines and whatnot.
Okay, thanks. All right, let's talk to Charlie a little bit. Okay, so we're going to bring Charlie on board, and the reason why I chose Charlie today is, first of all, he's the general manager of APL, so he knows business. And the other thing is, he just started a venture, about 2 years ago? I know you're working on it for about 3 years, but 2 years you actually launched Hermosa Ventures, and you started the Guam gift basket, because I know you asked me if I wanted to put one of my products in there. So anyways, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce what it's all about, and then we'll ask a few questions, but just kind of give us an idea of what you're actually doing. And I see a lot of stuff behind you, so I know you can show us some
I know.
Perfect.
No, absolutely. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And one of the things that, obviously that the Guam gift baskets, it was actually out of a concept that came about from people actually wanting things from Guam. And so I think we do it. I think everybody's done it day in and day out, where you get requests for the cookies and different types of gifts from folks that are off island. And so I was getting a lot of requests from people. So I was running around, taking a USPS box and putting everything together like we normally do. So I was searching, and I didn't really see a quick solution for something that would incorporate all the local products, that had a nice touch to it as far as packaging, and it was easy to either deliver locally or ship off island. So that's sort of where the concept of the Guam gift baskets was born from, because of the fact that I wanted to be able to have something for everybody that wanted locally made products here on Guam, whether it was chocolates, cookies, souvenirs. And so it just started growing from there. We started with cookies and chocolates, then we went into the I Love Guam mugs. And one of the things that we try to do is really support the local economy. Anybody that has, one of the things that I send out messages across to the different social networks is, if you're making something at home, bring it out, we'll meet. And it's almost like a Shark Tank deal where they present, their product. We've gotten products from these beautifully made note cards that a person is making at home, earrings, jewelry, you name it, the amount of stuff that's being made out there. So I wanted to be able to create a catalyst for them to be able to put these things in the basket or in the gift set, so they can get out there. So it's been just from the products listing, it's really grown a lot. And I think the concept of being able to have a gift set ready to ship at a minute notice has been worked out well. And especially now that with the pandemic, folks can't go out to a store. And if they're looking for a gift, they'll either send us an email or they'll purchase online. We were gonna stay to the sort of a normal box, but we've gotten a lot of requests because they have different events. Can you tailor it to a bank? Can you tailor it to this business? And we said, absolutely. So we custom designed based on the request. And we've been doing well during this pandemic because of that reason, because unfortunately there's no other means to be able to go out and buy a gift and so forth. So it's been a good balance the last couple of months.
So where are your numbers now? I just want an idea as far as in a year and a half or almost 2 years now, how it's grown. So at first you were selling about how much, and where are you at now as far as boxes being sent out?
So in the beginning, it was a little cyclical because online orders, we were getting on a weekly basis, we were getting about 2 to 3 orders a week, which is okay. As getting brand name recognition, you got to get it out there. But then we were also getting these huge hits from the military. So the military wanted to send out packages over to Afghanistan. So they ordered 100 boxes. So, this is great. And what we try to do is take that revenue from those hits and reincorporate it into the company to be able to either hire more people, get new products or more different types of packaging. So we try to reinvest everything back into the company. So we are probably, from a revenue standpoint, we're probably doing closer. Last year we did about between $25,000 to $30,000 in revenue.
Last month?
And last year.
Okay.
And that is sort of like the ramp up period.
Okay.
So this year it's not over yet, but really where we made about 60% of our revenue, 60 to 70% of our revenue was between October and December. So when Christmas rolled around, I mean, we had banks, hotels, just local businesses asking if we can do a unique box for their guests, for their customers, because one of the things that we solved for them was the fact that they always said thank you and said, we're going to look forward to you for next year, because now we don't have to run around and what are we going to give our customers? Like, we just come to you, we tell you what you want, and you deliver the boxes and we give it out. So the second hats that everybody would wear, like within the other businesses, they're like, thank you so much, because now we don't have to create this long line of gifts and wrapping and all this. You're really solving our issues. So we really stand to either do a slightly about 10% more than we did last year, but it's been very tricky because we're trying to gauge exactly how those corporate gifts are going to work this year, because obviously the dynamics of the economy has changed. So depending on what they're willing to spend this year. Last year was fairly it was a good year, so we're optimistic that it's going to be a good holiday season as well.
Oh yeah, but now, did you have to come up, did you have a niche market at all, or were you just kind of saying anybody who loves Guam, or did you mainly focus on business, military, anything particular?
Yeah, so it looked to be like the niche market sort of went into more of the military and government. So a lot of the local families here wanted to send a taste of home to their service member, or folks that are in government that are overseas. Mm-hmm. So it really catered to them. That was really our catalyst to sort of really ramp up, was a lot of off-island orders towards the military and the government. That's really what really started everything. Awesome.
I love their product, because they used to have I remember years ago, and I don't think they're around anymore, but Bonita basket, and they did the woven baskets, and I've seen your baskets. In fact, I see some of the packaging behind. You've done a great job in your marketing and packaging. Now, did you hire somebody to help you out, or did you guys do all this yourself?
Yeah, we pretty much did the design. Actually, the design came about. We actually hired Opaque, the owner of Opaque.
Okay.
I came to him and I asked him, I said, how do we come up with the initial design of the box? And he just came, he created something that just looked very, it felt like home Guam. And our vision is really, when we look at a vision and, when the students are looking for mission and vision, our vision is really to be able to put these boxes in retail stores on the mainland. Well, one of the things that we want to do is be able to compete against Hawaii, right? And there's no reason why we can't. When you look at Hawaii, when you look at, you go to the mainland stores and you have the Hawaiian section and everybody loves it. They buy the printed shirts, and there's no reason why we can't have Guam as well on the shelves. There's no reason, but it's a lot of exposure. And so that's why we wanted to make the packages look really beautiful and very scenic and very, tropical and very sunny and warm. And so that was really the reason. The vision is really to be able to create a market off island so that everybody around the world can have the opportunity to have something from Guam.
Plus, like you say, you're supporting small businesses and
supporting small business. And that's the main thing, be able to support the local folks, to be able to get the smaller size companies, or maybe the folks that are working from home, to be able to support them and help them in their need to be able to create their products.
Yeah, I've seen, I know there's a company in Israel is doing something like that. And when you say that, it's like my niece was, who's in Colorado, she just saw some chocolate or something like that on the shelf, Guam chocolate, or it was Guam something. And
Yes.
so, like you said, you've seen that. And my nephew saw, he was in California for a while, but he was down in Florida, and they had Big Stir T-shirts down in Florida. So it's kind of like, yeah, people can't travel right now, so you bring the gifts to them. They don't have to come and buy the gifts here. You can send it to them. So before we go back, Charlie, I noticed you have a bunch of your product and everything in the background. Why don't you just show us a little bit of your product?
So for example, this one actually ended up becoming one of our main sellers for Christmas. And the reason being is because it's pretty sizable, and you can look at the design, right? Everything that's marketed has this design on every piece of products that we sell. And basically, you really get a beautiful design inside as well.
Beautiful.
Here, we actually, this is where the marketing really came in for the companies as well, because we would tailor this side of the box for the specific company or branded their logo. So if they wanted to say thank you for your support from the bank of wherever, then they would put a logo here. And then here it's basically, we were able to do everything that you would do in a normal basket. We were able to put here. So we did cheeses, we did bread, we did wine, we did chocolates, you name it, it was able to go in here. But the beauty about the box versus the basket was the fact that people love the boxes, so they reuse the boxes after they're done. So they keep things inside, they can stack them up, it's easier to carry. So we really think that the design really has gone a long way, and I think people are really drawn towards the marketing of how we did the packaging.
Yeah, the packaging is beautiful. Do you have different size boxes then?
Yep, so we have different size. We have smaller ones, we have this size. We also have, so this is our military one, right? So it's a camouflage box. So this is what we ship off island to Afghanistan and Iraq and overseas. So this one's pretty cool, right? Because it's camouflage, it's got the logo, but in between the camouflage, you'll see a couple of like palm trees, and we snuck that in there. And then we have a smaller box that's a little bit smaller for smaller type gifts. We wanted to make sure that we have a good price point to be able to tell folks that just want something small, something quick, something they can put in their bag, something that they can travel with. Actually, GVB, we sold some to GVB, and they wanted something that was transportable and easy to take up instead of mailing it. Obviously, there's a little cost there. So they were like, what can we take with us that still holds? So we gave them some of these. We just got some new ones that are the beauty box, and so the beauty box, it was going to be geared towards sort of the DFS market, right? So these is what we call it. So it's a black with gold. The inside has the logo. So you see, it actually has a tag there where America's Day begins. And this box was geared. It's going to be geared more towards the local beauty products. So we're working closely with companies such as Charcoal Guam, and the great products. Any product that you saw at DFS that are being made here locally. You will, the soaps, the creams. So any product like that's beauty products are going to go into this box.
Oh,
so
beautiful idea.
Yeah. So pretty much, so people, so this is really where it gets it gets a little bit more glamour, with like a really good touch. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback on the box, and it's been doing well on that.
Yeah, what's so great about it is that you basically can come up with an idea and just kind of keep on going, take the same idea and go after a different market using
Correct.
the same idea. You just change your
Correct.
packaging to, to get to that person. So
Right.
great. And you even
Right.
have all your little stickers and everything else with your logos on it. I see all that stuff back there. So, yeah, marketing, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, so we have, everything, all our tape, if there's any boxes that we, we use, any brown, everything's marketed. If it's going to go through the mail system or anything, we want to make sure that everybody sees the logo on it. We also have the shipping box, the bags. So for example, the paper that goes inside.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the white paper that goes inside the boxes.
Nice.
So as you can see, it's got the logos, and then all the boxes that we ship off island, they go in these nice bags, right? So we put them in bags so the boxes don't get ruined, but at least through the mail system, you can see, it's a Guam product going through the mail system. So it really works out well.
Oh,
so,
nice
yeah, so
quality.
So
really
our big
detail.
thing. Yeah, and that was our biggest thing. We wanted to make sure that the brand was well represented.
Right.
So yeah. So that's sort
how
of.
How did you find all the companies to support you? I mean, how much of the I want to say packaging and all that kind of stuff is coming from off island versus on island, and how were you able to find that?
Yeah. So the smaller, actually, we also have like these other small gift sets, and unfortunately here on Guam, there's one company that can come close to making the boxes, which we have used. But for the larger boxes, we actually had to reach out to Asia. So we reached out to companies in Japan, we reached out to companies in China, but we also reached out to a company in California. So the company in California, we're going to start working with them. They wanted a little bit of a volume commitment that initially we weren't ready for. So we started working with a Chinese company that was making our boxes for us. And
wow.
So little by little, it was sort of kind of finding who does what, and it's trial and error. By getting the quality control is also huge. So there's some boxes that we just didn't think would meet our expectations, so we didn't go with that vendor. So we wanted to make sure that we got it as close to right as we could.
Okay, so I have a favor. I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to look at the students' products and either just kind of critique them or say, hey, I would love to have this in my box. If you can give me X amount, I'll include this product. But you can also say, this is what I'm looking for. And if it's not up to, if it's not up to your standard, okay, as far as quality, tell the students, I'd love to do this, but until you guys can figure out this and this and this, I don't want it. So we want to be able to show the students, you create it, I mean, what you're kind of doing is affiliate marketing, right? It's kind of like the Amazon thing, shipped by Amazon, the FBA stuff, or the SBA.
Right.
So shipped by, Hermosa Ventures. So you take whatever you have and you're going to send it through this packaging, and, you're kind of playing that middleman to get it out there a little bit more. So that would be fantastic. So
absolutely. I mean,
you'd be willing to do that?
No, I was just saying, absolutely. I mean, I've met with different vendors, and I've said, listen, if the product looks good and it goes with the flow of what we're looking for, I've written a check right in front of them. I said, thank you. Here's the order.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get all together. So now, Zion, what'd you think of that? I mean, you guys probably don't have your product yet, but would you love it if you could get your product sent all over the world?
Yeah, that'd be really helpful, especially, or it could help us get off the ground. And I don't know, I really like the idea of how you can send a Guam gift basket to people who are homesick and missing Guam. I was also wondering how you advertise your product.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So our number one area of advertising is through social media. So Facebook, Instagram. We haven't done Twitter as much, but we're definitely looking at TikTok as well. Obviously, that's the new market that everybody's promoting in. But with TikTok, you got to be able to know how to use it because of the markets that you're trying to penetrate. But primarily, it's been social media. We've done a little bit of on LinkedIn, which is a little bit more professional, and then word of mouth here locally. We during the holiday season, we actually paid for some spots on the radio as well, just for just to get the word out and for folks to. What we really want is for people to ask questions. So, what are the products, and then once you have the ability to get in front of the folks that are asking, that's when you really start pitching the product.
Great.
No, it's a great idea. And, obviously, Guam gift baskets are filling a need. I have a lot of family and friends off island that would love products from Guam, obviously. So it's a great idea. And Charlie, thank you so much for for being open to our students pitching their products for your business, because that's exciting. And we are going to take our products to another level with regards to the kids and form a virtual store. But that's coming down the pipes.
Yeah. So Charlie, how should the students get hold of you?
Yeah, you can give them my number direct. Just let them, put sort of a subject line as soon as they start the message via WhatsApp. They can reach me WhatsApp, and I'll call them back.
Okay.
Or we can start the message in there, and then we can set up a sort of an official Zoom meeting if they want, and then we can have a session there.
Anything for you? Any questions that you have, Charlie, for Zion or about JA or?
No, I think the one thing that I would throw out to the group is I remember that I ended up meeting the founder of Twitter a couple of years back in San Francisco, and he was talking to a group, and the one thing that he said to us that kind of always resonated in my mind was the fact that you don't need to reinvent something. Like, unless you're coming up for a cure on cancer, then a lot of the products that are out there already. So sometimes you just have to take a product and make it better, or kind of take a twist on it to make it different. But so that's sort of how this came about, because I'm not reinventing the gift sets. I think we do it all day. But what I do is fill a need for folks that are looking for something that incorporates what they're looking for. And honestly, it's being pre-made and they don't have to do it, right? So sometimes that's sort of the solution that I usually fit. What's something that's there already that they can take and ship off island or buy locally. So I'm really interested in finding out a little bit more on the products that the students have. I would love to see what they have coming out, because I think from previous years they've had some great companies formed.
We may end up just inviting you to be one of the judges this year. How's that?
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I do. I mean, I've been doing it for over 25 years, and I do it because the students just blow me away year after year, and they're so inspiring, and they get so creative. I love it. And I just wanted to question you, your boxes, what are the price ranges?
So they range from $42 to $80.
Mm-hmm. And plenty of people want to buy them, yes?
And plenty of people want to buy them. And the fact is, but I also, when it comes to corporate, or sometimes I've gotten emails or requests saying, I'm working off a specific budget, then we'll work off that specific budget. So that's really sort of like, if you would ask me what's the price range, that's what it is. But we work with everybody, according to what their budget is. And because we really, I think we want to be able to, the logo stands and it's on every bag that we have. Can I just show you real quick the bag or?
Sure.
So obviously what we wanted to do also is we wanted to have everybody to be able to have a nice like local bag, right?
Right.
And it's got our logo. Our motto is that everything we do is made with love.
Yes,
right?
that's Guam.
So what we wanted to do was have everybody have the experience that, okay, maybe the box that you bought is, you know, $20, $30, or $40, but you don't have to go into like a Louis Vuitton to really come out with a nice looking product. So we wanted to have like a cost effective, feels good. And so that's what we want to do. So we have a price range, but we just want to be able to have, we want everybody to have just a really unique experience with our products. We really want to do the model, like everything we do is made with love, and just to share that happiness with people is what we want. So we will work with whatever budget you have.
Excellent. Let's share. Sharing is
I
caring.
think the timing of having Charlie on is excellent as well, since the students are figuring out what kind of products and what kind of services to offer, because Charlie appeals to also a seasonal market, which we don't, I haven't heard the students talk too much about seasonal stuff, right? So, hello, it is the Burr month, right? It's October now, and so it makes sense to also think of giftable, gifts for Christmas gifts, So I think, again, thank you, Charlie, for being on. I think the timing of this particular podcast will be very helpful for the students.
Yeah, and I love that no need to reinvent, because like I said, I mentioned Bonita Basket that was around for years and years, and and I'm sure there's other people that are doing this. Yes, Charlie, or no? Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else. I think there's other folks that are receiving orders based on pre-packaging, but that's fine. Our twist is about the experience. That's what we want to create.
Right.
And so we took a different twist on the baskets, and we want to be able to share that experience with everybody when they open up the box.
Yep, and everybody, and that's just it, is that, disregard the competition. It doesn't really matter, because people are buying from you. They buy from, like you said, made with love. It's about Guam. It's about supporting people, so when people know your message and know your story, that's what they buy. And you've done an awesome job with the product. I was so excited when you told me that you were going to be doing that a couple years ago. But okay, so Zion, as your group, depending on what your product's going to be, it could possibly be in that basket, and that would definitely help you get off the ground. So anybody who needs any help, anybody who wants Charlie to call in and take a look at your product, or walk you through, or ask you a few questions about your product, check your quality on your product, just he'll be there and available for you to ask those questions too. So appreciate it, guys. Have a great week 4, and we'll see you next week. Adios.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Adios.